Welcome to the channel once again. So today we are going to discuss about how to judge the results of the planetary transit. How to judge the results of the transit of the planets. Okay. So let's get started. The first thing is the transit of planets is judged from the planetary alignment from the ascendant. Okay. Not the planets, not the zodiac signs or any of these things, but the planetary alignment from the ascendant. For example, let's say Mars is going to transit to the sign of Capricorn and you are a Virgo ascendant. Here the Mars is 5 houses away from the sign of Virgo. So it's going to the 5th house. So we calculate it from the ascendant, not the zodiac sign or not from any of the planets. Some people who are completely new to astrology is like taking their zodiac sign as for the transit videos for understanding the transit, for understanding their transit prediction. They don't know anything about it. They're completely new. So they only heard about zodiac sign and all of these things. So they are taking the zodiac sign for understanding their transit prediction. So that's not the correct way. Zodiac sign is sun sign, okay? Where the sun is placed on your horoscope. We take ascendant because ascendant is your physical self, right? Your soul. The way these planets affects you based on their planetary alignment from the ascendant. So that's the way these planets are going to influence you. So ascendant is you, okay? The things that happen to you in the real world, in reality. So we take ascendant. So the first thing we take is ascendant for looking how these planets are influencing us physically. And what's the other thing we check? Ascendant is the ascendant and planetary transit from the ascendant is the way that these planets influence us physically, right? But the way we think is moon or personality. The way we want things, that's the moon. So the other thing we check is planetary transit from the moon. Okay. For example, let's say Mars is transiting to the sign of Capricorn. And let's say you have moon in the sign of Scorpio. From the sign of Scorpio, moon is in the third house, right? So that's the thing. So that's the way the moon wants. Third house represents your efforts. Okay. So in this time period, these people will be someone who wants to do things in a very hard work manner. These people wants to put lots of hard work. And let's say this person, now we talk, okay, so that's the way their mind want things. So that's the way they think. Okay. So what's the reality that's going to happen? Let's say this person is a Virgo ascendant. And then Mars is going to the 5th house, right? So then how this Mars is going to react on the planetary transit? So ascendant, planetary alignment from the ascendant is the things that happen to us really, physically. Planetary transit from the moon is the way the things the mind wants. So how in this way transit is going to influence this person? Really, 5th house represents having fun. So what happens is 5th house represents fun, right? And Mars is in the 5th house from the ascendant. That things that happen to you in physically, in really, regardless of what you feel or think. So what happens is this person is now forced to have fun. Maybe their friends or family will encourage or make them to go for a trip or something related to fun. Where their mind, the way they want things is completely opposite. In the third house, their mind wants to put efforts into doing something, while the reality is different because the reality is ascendant. That happening to them is the ascendant. From the ascendant, Mars is in the 5th house. Reality is these people are having fun, or now they're forced to, even if they don't want to. But the things they want is moon is in sign of Scorpio, and from the moon, Mars is in the third house. So their mind wants to put efforts into something. So that's the two different energies that will be created on the planetary transit. And the main thing is the accuracy of predictions. How to really judge the accuracy of predictions on the planetary transits. So let's discuss. The situations, the results of the planetary transit changes you. Like you are supposed to be getting job in this time period, you are supposed to be having fun in this time period. Which are the situations this planetary transit predictions will be changing? The first thing is, the first reason is if you have planets or planetary aspects on the transiting zodiac sign. What I mean is, for example, let's say Mars is transiting to the sign of Capricorn, and you have Ketu in the sign of Capricorn, the south node of the moon, Ketu. And now, how it's going to react? Now, what's going to happen? Ketu represents separation, right? Ketu represents separation, like taking you away from things. Let's say you are an Aries ascendant, and Mars is transiting to the 10th house, the sign of Capricorn. And now you have Ketu in the sign of Capricorn in your horoscope. Okay. And now what's going to happen? The moment the Mars transit to the sign of Capricorn, you lost your job. For the other person who is having same Aries ascendant, will not be happening these things because they might be having Ketu in different zodiac sign. For you, you have Ketu in Capricorn and you lost your job because Ketu represents separation. Okay, so that's how the way the planetary transit influence each individual differently. But the energy of that job is still there. The energy of job is still present. Either you get the job or you lost your job. But the main thing is related to career on this time period. Energy is still there on the job. Let's take another example. Let's say Saturn is in the sign of Capricorn, in the 10th house in the sign of Capricorn. You are an Aries ascendant. Now what happens is you will get the job, but it takes time because the energy of getting job is still there. The energy of getting job is still there because now Saturn is also involved. Saturn represents slowness, right? The things that Saturn represents takes time. So you'll get the job with time, but it takes time and lots of hard work. So that's what happens when you have Saturn in the sign of Capricorn in your horoscope and Mars is transiting to the sign of Capricorn. Okay, the energy of job is still there because of the Mars transiting to the 10th house, but the energy changes a little bit. Not only position of planets on the transiting zodiac sign comes into play, but the planetary aspects which we didn't discuss. There are planetary aspects also comes into play. Because planets have aspect. Aspect means looking. We will discuss that in the later videos. Okay, planetary aspects, dasha systems, which planet dasha you are currently going to. All those things matter. We will discuss what is all that in the later videos. So these are the main things to check while predicting the transit while predicting the transit results. So bye for now. We'll be seeing the next video with another insights. Bye.